Welcome to the Mindset for Success show, where we will talk about success in different ways and give you practical tips to achieve and cultivate success in every area of your life. Come, join us and learn from our guests what success is all about. For more information, follow us at... Welcome to the Mindset for Success show. I'm Carolina Ayala, your host. I'm a holistic life coach, and often I get the question, what does it mean to have a mindset for success? And I always answer, it's about the intention. Everything that we do is supported by the intention. So most of the time we focus on the problem, the worry, what is happening, instead of creating a positive intention to have a better outcome. And then people tell me, so how do I do that in the day-to-day activities? Super simple. One exercise that you can practice is before going to bed, you're gonna daydream. You're gonna visualize your day tomorrow. How do you want it to be? What do you want to happen into your life? Because you have to remember, you are the creator of your reality. First, you have to think about it, to create it in the energy realm, so it will manifest rapidly and properly for you. But today, to talk more about this, we have a special guest. Her name is Satonia Baker. Thank you, Satonia, for being here.
Thank you for having me, Carolina. It's such a pleasure.
Thank you very much. She's the owner of The Beautiful Works, Inc. Yes. Tell us more about your business.
The Beautiful Works is an experiential marketing and commercial property management agency. We specialize in preventative maintenance. We specialize in strategic marketing. We have a beautiful team that are experts in the industry. And thank you so much again for having us on the show.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you for being here and share with us your experiences. So tell me more about what is success for you?
Success. I would say that it goes day by day.
Yes, excellent, excellent.
Yeah, and sometimes hour by hour and minute by minute.
Yes.
Success for me is completion. A lot of people talk about perfection and how perfection does not exist. But perfection is completion. I shared with someone the other day, and I get this wisdom from my father. Perfection is completion. So when we woke up this morning, we were breathing. Yes. That's perfect.
That's amazing.
You know, we may have had to deal with traffic or things of that nature to get here, but everything has been perfect. Coming here today, the setup, it's perfect. And if we use that lens, as you spoke to earlier today, about imagining, using your imagination and thinking about the things that we want to happen and focus on the things that we want as opposed to what we don't want, to not be a magnet. We're going to be a magnet either way. So we can either focus on the things that we want, the things that we want to come into fruition and manifest, or we can focus on the things that we don't want, and you're miserable as you're going through it.
Because you attract more of that into your life.
You attract more of that.
Yeah, I love what you said about perfection, because I always tell people that we need to redefine our concepts, because sometimes if you go to the dictionary of what is perfection, you say, oh, I will never be able to be perfect, right? But if you define perfection as completion, as enjoying every moment of your life, as being your best, that's your concept of perfection. So you're perfect every way. Yes.
I think sometimes what people feel is that it gives them license to do and say anything because they haven't tapped into, and they may feel that it's just too much work. A lot of people don't want to work, but they don't see the value in how everything around us is work. This beautiful centerpiece is work. The chairs that we're sitting on are work. Someone had an idea, or someone had a blueprint to create these things, and I think if we looked at it from that lens, that all of these ways of contributing, we will find that there's more perfection in our lives. We haven't fallen on the ground.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So the chair is perfect.
It's perfect. It's perfect in their own way. Yes.
Exactly. So, and sometimes it's really hard, you know, when you're going through challenges, and to keep that top of mind. And so what I always say is that you have to remember, there is a myth that we can hear something once and retain it fully. And in some instances we can, but like our favorite song, we have to have things on repeat.
Yes.
And that's how we're able to affirm and use our imagination and stay in our happy place. You know, sometimes, you know, success could be just, you know, listening to your favorite song and being at peace.
Yes.
How many times do you have things playing, whether it's anything, a talk show, a TV show, and you're not tapped in, you're not connected.
You're not present.
You're not
really.
present.
Yes.
You're not present. And so, you know, success is having the ability to be present.
I love it. I love it. I really do, because I think that makes a big difference, because also when you are present, that effort to be constant, to do the best you can do in everything of your life, give you a lot of fruits and give you a lot of benefits, right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
So in this concept of success, do you think that awareness and being the observant of your life is important?
It's beyond important, and it's actually the first biggest step, right? Knowing something and being aware. You know, most people confuse that with understanding. So being fully aware of a situation and being present, and being observant to understand, why is this happening? And what can I do about it? And if I can't do anything about it, you know, how am I going to sit in that space while I can do absolutely nothing about it?
Exactly.
You know, we can let our emotions consume us, or we can just, you know, listen to our favorite song.
Totally. I always, I believe that there is a formula, right, for manifestation, right? The outcome will depend, it's always an event. The event, you cannot change it. And there is a response. And that's the one where you have power to do something about it. And that's what you're saying. Sometimes no action is the best action. Sometimes you have to find the right emotion to support that event to have the right outcome in your life. But it's all about you. You are responsible of that. And it's important to have that awareness that you are the creator of your reality.
And the premise of that is knowing and understanding that you have the power.
Yes.
That is the difference between, you know, taking control and being a victim. It doesn't mean that you don't have situations where you are the victim, but to keep yourself grounded, you have to remember that you're still empowered to do something.
Yeah, and at least even if it's the most amazing experience, let's say it's a challenge, you can learn from that. And that's what I mean about being the observant and aware. What is this bringing to me? What do I need to understand? What I need to learn?
And remembering and saying, especially when you're empowered and you're educated, you can laugh at those challenges. Like, I know what's happening now, you know. And at that moment, you can, you know, a lot of people say, oh, I just reacted, or oh, I saw red, or you always make a choice in how you respond. And if you don't respond positively or favorably, you know, like, today is the day I missed the mark. But be accountable. And like, if I see
and
it
plan
coming,
ahead. And what can you do next time if you have the same opportunity? Then you say, next time, if I encounter this kind of situation, this is how I want to behave. So you start reprogramming yourself.
That's right. So you don't have to deal with it anymore.
Exactly.
You know, I always speak about how people can teach you how to be or how not to be. So you can either look at someone who and be inspired by them, or you could look at someone in a circumstance and say, well, do I act like that? Is this how I want to be? Is this how I portray myself?
And then you say, well, maybe not. So then you learn what not to do, right?
You learn what not to do.
And you make notes. Okay, this is not the way I want to be.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
And that's also a form of creation, right? But you're not focusing on the problem. You're focusing on what do you want to be better next time.
Exactly. And that's a beautiful place to be. And in doing that, you have the control, you have the power you have the awareness, and you're constantly observing.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes, you know, I know that I deal with it. I'm caught off guard. But again, just as quick as you can respond, you can also, you know, change at any moment. You know,
Yeah.
like driving like a NASCAR race. You know,
Yeah.
you know, if you see something, are you going to, depending on, is it better for me to hit this cone?
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and deal with that bump in the road, or swerve off and deal with being out of control. So at any point, you have the ability and the power to make a different choice.
Totally.
And that's a part of our birthright. The ability to make choices, and we are self-governed in that way.
Yeah, and sometimes, you know, people, I don't know if you notice that, people say, but that's who I am, that's always been like this. So I always say, yes, awareness is important, but after the awareness, you need to stop. It can be 1 second that you say, what do I want to do? To be able to make the right choice for you. Because otherwise you're going automatic, and of course you're going to do whatever you are used to do. You will respond always in the same way, and that's part of the, you know, to be successful with yourself. How do I want to change my life for better?
And being you, how is that working for you?
Exactly.
You know, are you happy with that? Like, if you had to see yourself, I saw this video on Instagram with the comedians. I think it's Keegan and Peele, and they're having a conversation on text. And as each person is exchanging the text, they have the different signs of the astrological signs on it. And it showed you how the dynamics of communication, how words are like interpreted and received.
The
And
perception.
so one is just like, yes, okay. And the other is like, oh, you're not gonna, and just so calm and cool and collected. And it just goes to show you, like, a part of it is how you interpret these things are based on your experiences.
Yeah.
And so when you have different experiences, in, you know, whether they're positive or negative, you know, you're not even aware that you're making these connections. And so how you respond may not even just be to that person or that circumstance. It's really something that has happened previously that's unresolved, that's a trigger, that you're not even aware that that's what you're responding to.
So sometimes we have a perception of something, and you get triggered and you respond. But maybe it has nothing to do with that, as you say, right? But you are responding. So we are always into what we perceive is that how our life will be. So that's what we need to kind of change, right? And work on it. What is my perception of this? Because you have a choice.
You have a choice. And perception is not reality. And that can work, you know, as we interact with other people and how we are perceived. So we have to remember that even if we're perceived a certain way, what is the reality?
Exactly.
Another Instagram moment was a video with a woman that spoke about being at a conference, and she had an interaction with this woman who she said would have been perceived to have an attitude. And she was speaking to the interviewer, and she said, but really a bad attitude is also a way of saying despair. And that if we looked at the woman saying she's in despair, then you would
Totally
say
different story,
she
huh?
needs
Yeah.
help.
Yeah.
Or what's wrong.
Yes.
Look at her with compassion. You know, and there are a lot of times that I do that, and it may not always be safe. But when you see someone hurting, you know, are you going to just repel from them? Like, she has a bad attitude, I'm just going to say, or just say, what's wrong? Are you okay?
Show your love and your compassion, because that energy changes people.
Yes.
Maybe they just need that approach to really let go and to be better.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So now that we're talking about perception, I want to invite you to play a game of
Okay.
awareness. Are you ready?
I believe I'm ready.
Excellent. So we're going to play a game. The game is called What Do You See? Okay.
What do you see?
So the idea is that everything is perception. So we are gonna look to different pictures, and we are gonna allow to say what we see.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love the natural progression of that.
Awesome. Very good.
Today we will play What Do You See? A simple game of awareness. I will show you a picture and just tell me what you see.
A frog.
I should have my glasses on. I think I see a hand, a fist.
Okay.
At first I thought I saw a cat like looking out the window maybe.
Yeah.
But now it feels like a fist or like a closed fist.
Yeah. If you see it sideways, I see like a horse. Can you see it like this? Like this way?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like kneeling down, right?
Yeah.
Like sitting down. The horse is sitting down.
No, I see just the head of the horse, like this way. You know, the hair and the face.
I see the
this way.
back of the horse.
The back
like
of the horse, maybe. Oh well.
Okay.
Yeah. Just play around. They will continue. Okay. Let's see. We don't need so much time. It will. Don't pause it. Don't pause it. Yeah. So let's see. Now.
Wow. I see wisdom.
I see two ladies like in the garden.
It was definitely an older man.
Yeah. Oh.
This could be a skeleton, or it could be like a cave. Oh no, it's a woman.
It's a girl.
Yeah. It was a woman. Like, okay, this looks
Oh,
like
puppy,
a dog.
like a
Yes,
dog.
puppy.
Yeah.
Oh, it could also be.
Two cats. Yeah.
This is like two trees bending. Oh, it could look like a woman.
Like a woman looking like this,
yes,
right?
yes.
Wow.
That looks
A
like
chicken.
A chicken. And then I see a woman's lips.
Oh.
Red lips. I see a young lady and
An old lady.
Yes. Wow. Her hair is pulled back.
A couple of
Man and a woman.
a man and a woman, like elderly people.
But what's in the middle?
Let's see.
Is that a moon? A hand or a bird?
A bird. Yeah. What else? Oh. A female face.
Marilyn Monroe.
Me too. Like that's her. Totally her. What else we can see there?
Thank you for playing. What do you see?
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Without my glasses, I think I did okay.
Yeah, you did really well. Don't worry. Don't worry. So the idea is to understand that even though we're looking at the same thing, we can perceive it differently, right? And it's okay. There is no right or wrong. There is only a perception and how we respond to that perception, right?
Exactly. How we respond.
Excellent. Thank you very much. So now we're going to go to a commercial break. Thank you very much for watching us. We'll be back soon.
Todo Bello Balloons is a business that was born out of a passion for creating unique and beautiful balloon designs, including balloon bouquets, balloon arches, balloon columns, and more. We specialize in creating unique and beautiful balloon designs that bring your dreams into reality. We believe that balloons have the power to bring people together and create lasting memories, and we are honored to be part of that experience. Contact us and we will bring happiness to your celebrations with our balloons. Thanks for watching the Mindset for Success show. Join us every Thursday at 11 a.m. to learn how to master your mind and achieve success in every area of your life. You've been watching the Mindset for Success show. Now, back to your host, Carolina Ayala.
Welcome back to the Mindset for Success show. Today we have Satonia Baker here with us. Satonia, tell me, what are your habits to be successful?
My habits. Oh, they change by the day.
Yeah, very good. Because we are not the same every day. Some days we need certain things, other days we need something else. But more or less, what is it that you say, this, I know that this helped me to be centered, to move forward?
Without a shadow of a doubt, it is acknowledging my creator and acknowledging that I'm a child of God. And there are times when I may beat myself up a little bit because some days I can spend more time doing that and reading and to strengthen myself and meditate to quiet myself. And it makes a difference on how you start your
day. Totally.
your day. So there are times when, you know, wake up early in the morning. The silence is it's like it's a vibration that you can feel, and so those are times when ideas come to me. You know, when I'm left to my thoughts to contemplate things that I could have done better the day before, and just really relish in silence. We have so much with technology and social media, with phones, and I enjoy, you know, communicating with people and making those connections, but I do value the silence. And so beyond a shadow of a doubt, every single day I am, you know, even if it's just for a few minutes, there are times where if I have the time and I could spend an hour, like I literally just what they would say in the old black church, I steal away, and I take that time. But even the days when I don't, if it's, you know, 60 seconds, 5 minutes, I take that time to acknowledge my Creator.
I think that moment of silence when you connect with yourself and you do your inner reflection is a way to connect with the Creator and to absorb that energy, that guidance, that faith, that trust, that everything will be okay. And then you are good to go. You're ready. You don't need anything else. You just need it to now, with that faith and trust, just move forward.
And to find ways to do it throughout the day. Whether so sometimes driving in the car, you know, I may not put on any music, or after arriving back home, I don't know what it is, but I may sit in the car for like 15 minutes and just be quiet, you know.
Yeah, and that's perfect. That's perfect, because that's a way for you to center yourself, to be able to be present for whatever you have at home, at work, or in any other area of your life.
And get a little sunshine, you know. Sometimes we are cooped up, you know, whether it's in the office and we're not getting that vitamin D, which everybody has some sort of vitamin D deficiency. And people don't really talk about the value of getting sun exposure. It's not just about getting natural dose of vitamin D, but it impacts your mood.
Yeah, the energy of the sun is amazing.
There are studies that speak to people that work like a graveyard shift, meaning the late shift, and they don't have the ability to be out in the sun, how depression affects them. And so sometimes I think we say things as like cliche or like little nuggets, but we need to take that extra step to understand why. The same thing with people talking about protein. It's not just about having protein. Your body naturally turns that protein into different hormones. I don't know if I'm going to.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. Because
into different hormones that impact how you feel on a day-to-day basis.
Totally, because that's knowing yourself, that's awareness about what you really need, and not only follow the masses of what they say, but understanding for you having those 10-15 minutes of sunshine change your life. So why not? Yeah, exactly. Good. Tell me about a book that changed your life, or that you can recommend to somebody who is in the process of becoming more successful.
Well, several come to mind, but one of the first books as a young girl, the autobiography of Yogi,
that's amazing,
by Paramahansa Yogananda. Depending on when you read it, where you are in your journey, you may have to read it in small doses. But I would say from a spirituality standpoint, and not just having that environment and foundation with my family, but having my own personal experience. So there are times when you do things because that's the environment and the foundation that you have, but when you're able to utilize that and then find your own way, it becomes more significant, you know. So I could honestly say when I was about 9, 10 years old, I remember distinctively, beginning to, have my own relationship with God and just relishing it. It wasn't until like my 20s that I really been able to like relish like in the love and the joy of God, but I would say that book helped me find that.
Awesome. I love it. I love what you said about we are in different parts of the process, and sometimes you read the same book and then you read it a couple of years after and it's a total you say, what happened? I didn't notice this in this book, right? Because you are in a different vibration, in a different step, and that's really important to understand that we are in a different part of the process, right? And to choose when is your time.
Amen. I love that.
Yes,
Absolutely.
that's amazing. Any final advice that you want to give to people who is watching us?
Final words, I would just say to just focus on doing the things that you can do. Focus on, when you have adversity, don't get discouraged. Find a moment, a few seconds to empower and encourage yourself. And it could be something as simple as putting on your favorite song. And I keep going back to that because music really does change energy and vibration. And so that would be my final words. Only focus on what you can control. Focus on what you want, not on what you don't want. Excellent
advice. And it's so important to remember that you are the creator of your life. In that sense, you have the choice. You always have the choice. So that's been all for today. Thank you very much for watching us. This was Mindset for Success.
Thanks for watching the Mindset for Success show. Join us every Thursday at 11:30 a.m. to learn how to master your mind and achieve success in every area of your life.